And we're live. What's going on, everybody?
Hey, how y'all doing?
What's up?
All right, so we got Dean today. We got Ned. We got Vincent, and we have that one guy, J-Zack. He's all right. Guys, first things first. First thing I want to talk about is who do you guys think underperformed? Because everybody's gonna want to talk about like Montez Sweat and Josh Allen and all the good players who did something crazy in this year's combine. But who do you guys? Who's a notable name who actually underperformed at the combine today? Anybody got any names? Or not even today, just in general so far. Anybody have any people who
Underperformed?
Yeah, underperformed.
Bosa.
You think Bosa underperformed?
I think that there were a few things that he messed up at the combine.
Yeah.
That,
like the pad thing or whatever that is
that
called.
he really shouldn't have
Yeah.
for someone of that skill.
Yeah.
It's more of that because the expectations were so high.
Yeah.
His underperformance was like.
But you know what it is, right? Because the combine
just being average.
Yeah, because the combine. The thing about I don't care too much about the combine is because the combine measures pure athleticism. The thing about Nick Bosa, this is what I was going to tell you guys before the draft, before the whole thing started, but I wanted to wait until we started the podcast. My favorite thing about this draft class, and why it might be one of my favorite draft class I've ever lived through so far, is the fact that the top two players in this draft, who in my opinion are Quinnen Williams and Nick Bosa, the top two players in this draft are the two best players in this draft, not because of how athletic they are, but because of how refined their technique is. Nick Bosa is not the most athletic guy in this draft. Quinnen Williams is not the most athletic defensive tackle in this draft. But they both have the best technique in this draft. And it just shows that I love it because it just shows that technique can really outbeat somebody who's really athletic. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing about Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa didn't wow anybody at the combine because he's not an athletic freak. He's not. He's just so good technically. And it's why he's just so good.
I mean, it's kind of funny you say that because there's the total possibility that the number one player could just be Kyler Murray.
Yeah, and it makes me cry because I want him to come to the Giants. I want him so bad. I want him so bad. Everybody's like, he didn't perform at the combine? That's a red flag. Like, what do you mean? He has a pro day. He has a pro day.
Let me just touch it on
there's
that.
a reason why he didn't do that, though.
No, there is a reason, and it's because he came
he
up
gained
from
weight.
what his weight was.
Yeah, I think it's his
to
weight.
203 that quick, so he's not used to performing at that weight.
He's going to want to get back to his normal weight before he starts showing off like that.
But he's not going to go back to his normal weight. They're talking him dropping maybe 4 or 5 pounds.
Yeah.
And then his camp working with him to be able to perform at that weight level.
Yeah.
So it's going to – and his pro day is what? A month away?
Yeah, I think it's about a month.
It's March 13th.
He's got plenty of time to work off, working back into his weight.
But he gained that much weight.
It's like 2 weeks. It's March 13th.
Oh, is it? Even still, that's plenty of time.
That's my daughter's birthday, dude.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
She'll be
Kyler
13.
Murray, what a phenomenal player he is. I'm so hyped about Kyler Murray. But how about Quinnen Williams running the 4.83 today? How about that?
I thought it was 4.87.
Was it 4.87?
I think so.
Oh, my bad.
Any D lineman running for any
linebackers are fire, bro.
The linebackers, yeah, showing off their athleticism today.
4.40s.
Devin Bush showing off like that.
I low-key
Devin White did it.
Devin White, of course.
4.42.
I'll tell you what, though, I think people are really overestimating the combine, though. I think this happens every year. People see somebody perform great at the combine. They're like, oh, wow, they just totally upped up their stock in my book. I'm like, why? Because they run fast?
Like
because
that kid from UConn, Byron. What was it the Cowboys took? The cornerback from UConn, Byron Jones? Was it Byron Jones?
Byron Jones.
He was a safety at one point, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, he played phenomenally this year. Played phenomenally this year as a corner, but at safety, it was never anything.
A touchdown card on him this year.
Yeah. I mean, even Obi Melifonwu, he had a phenomenal combine. He's not that good of a player. He was never that good of a player, Obi Melifonwu was a great player. I think he broke the record for was it long jump or was it vertical or something like that? He broke some sort of record for one of the.
Nobody broke the broad jump. Maybe the vertical.
That was Byron Jones.
A couple people got 48s.
Yeah, but
I seen a D lineman get like a 43. That's ridiculous.
Madness.
But man, this draft looks so good. It looks like such a fun draft, man.
It looks very athletic.
Very athletic draft. I mean, that's the thing. Players are getting a lot more athletic, but their technique's still kind of underwater. Like lots of the players today, like you go through and you name all the players who probably performed best at the combine, and almost all of them aren't even like top 10, top 15 players. You know what I mean? Like think about it. DK Metcalf, he's not even the best. He's not
Metcalf.
even the best receiver at his position.
He's
not even. AJ Brown's the
he
best
might
receiver.
go high
Yeah, but not because he's better, but just because he performed well. You know what I'm saying? Like Montez Sweat, not even a top 5 player in his position.
No, but he killed the cow. He
killed it.
What, he run a 4.6?
No, what? He ran a 4.42. He ran faster
Did he
40-yard
really?
dash than Odell Beckham Jr.
Well,
I
mean,
know.
let's be honest.
Yeah.
Eddie Brown says, sadly, we're going to take Haskins, but I want Murray. I don't think we're going to take Haskins. I think people are thinking that. I don't think we are. Montez Sweat is so good. Montez Sweat is all right.
Murray might go number 1, bro. Murray might go number
honestly,
1.
I don't believe all this hype that's going around that Kyler Murray is going to go to the Cardinals number 1. I don't believe it.
But what if we were to say Cardinals will give you 6, you give us Josh Rosen,
I would throw
and
up.
next year's number 1.
I would
Josh Rosen.
I would kill myself if we gave up the 6th pick in the draft.
Here's the thing:
we need
a mobile-ish quarterback, right? I'm not saying we have to have Kyler Murray mobile, but we need a mobile-ish quarterback. He's not mobile. DK Metcalf isn't the best receiver in the draft. What? Yeah, you heard me. AJ Brown.
He's not.
You heard me. It's AJ Brown. DK Metcalf. He lacks.
DK Metcalf. He blew up the combine.
His dad played, didn't he? Eric Metcalf was his dad for the Falcons.
He's like a 50-50 run pass receiver. That's really what he is.
No, DK Metcalf is the most talented receiver in this year's draft. I'll give you that. But right now, in terms of pure skill, he's not the best. It's
his route running is
AJ
not
Brown.
the best out of any of
AJ
them.
Brown's the best route running receiver in this draft, and technically, usually the best route running receiver in the draft becomes the best receiver in the draft. Usually the best route runner. You know, DK Metcalf is easily the most talented. But it's not the best runner.
Metcalf, I feel like, could be a sort of. Who's that fucking Cowboys? Des Bryant. Like a Des Bryant situation where he's like an expert at getting like jump balls and stuff because he's such an asshole.
Speaking of the Cowboys.
Yeah, I wouldn't compare him to Dez. I think he's more Calvin Johnson.
We got a Dwayne Haskins fan in here, guys. He's saying, had no fear, Giants fans. We are getting Dwayne Haskins in this draft. Eli Manning is totally down for the plan. Dave Gettleman's conference was all about devaluing the quarterback position. Sorry, dude. And he said, yeah, I don't think we're going to get Dwayne Haskins. And if we got Dwayne Haskins, I would fear. You guys are all fools. Ha, ha, ha. I mean, maybe you can produce a counter argument, so just count as fools.
I guess so.
You can give a counter argument.
Tell me something. How are we fools?
I mean, educate us, man. I don't think Dwayne Haskins is that good. I think he's slow. I think here's the thing about Dwayne Haskins.
To be fair, they said he was playing with a leg.
He had a groin.
Yeah, I don't think that's true at all. I think they say that. I think they threw that out there to make up for a slow 40. I don't think that's true at all.
They said he's rerunning at his pro day. So
yeah, even still, yeah. I think what's gonna happen is he's gonna lose weight to his pro day, and because did you see him? He looked pretty chunky. He had little man handles going on. I think he'll lose weight and run again and run a little faster.
Whoa, hell.
Dude, did you see that?
Jason says, name the running QB that won a Super Bowl. I'll wait. First off, Kyler Murray isn't a running QB. He's a QB who can run.
Well, I could name a mobile quarterback that won a Super Bowl.
Did Russell Wilson have a Super Bowl?
Russell Wilson.
Steve.
And I think Russell Wilson actually.
What's his name?
Steve Young.
Steve Young was a mobile quarterback, won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, he was.
Wow.
Didn't Doug Williams win a Super Bowl?
I don't consider Kyler Murray a run first quarterback. I don't. I consider him like. Here's the thing. For me, Kyler Murray. If you take Kyler Murray's running ability away, and you make him as slow as Dwayne Haskins, I still think Kyler Murray is the best quarterback in this year's draft.
He put up 48 touchdowns. How are people saying that he's only a run quarterback?
I don't care about how much touchdowns he's thrown. Dwayne Haskins threw 50 touchdowns, and he's still not that good. He's decent, but he's not that good.
I'm proving their point wrong.
Yeah, a lot of it is supporting pass, and if there's anything the Combine showed, it was that Dwayne Haskins had a fucking insane supporting cast.
Yeah, did you see his receivers today? His receivers went off, dude. His receivers went off today at the Combine. In terms of athleticism, anyway.
Yes. And didn't I tell you guys that? I told everybody, I was like, I'm telling you, we have playmakers.
Fucking elite talent.
Yeah, but we have playmakers.
Which running QBs won Super Bowls? We already answered that question, dude. Russell Wilson won Super Bowl, and he's not a running QB, as neither is which running QBs won Super Bowl. We just asked you. We just answered that. It's Russell Wilson.
And it's not called running QBs.
Steve Young,
guys. It's called mobile.
And Steve Young has won a Super Bowl.
Doug Williams.
And by the way, Kyler Murray's not a run-first quarterback. So
I mean, full
watch Kyler's film. We have
or anything.
But you're talking about speed. We're talking about receivers. We're not talking about quarterback speed right now. We're talking about receivers, Juwan, Jason. And Kyler didn't have a good supporting cast. Oh boy, we never said he didn't have a good supporting cast. We never said that. But most of Kyler's passes and completions.
But Haskins had a fucking insane supporting cast.
He really did.
Let's be clear.
Yeah, none of us said Kyler didn't have a good supporting pass, but Dwayne Haskins' cast literally carried his numbers. Would you trade the 6th overall pick and the 7th round pick for Josh Rosen? No, not at all.
They were like
take Kyler Murray.
The top in like everything wide receiver base. It was fucking nuts.
Dwayne Haskins put up 50 touchdowns. Yeah, I get that, but numbers on everything. Numbers on everything. Lots of those came from rack and screen pass. Lots of those yardage came from screen dumps off. They came from slants going to the house. I'm not saying Dwayne Haskins is a bad quarterback. Like,
Ohio State
I want to say this. Okay, autism's crazy tonight. Laugh my ass off. Okay, kids, instead of just throwing insults out there, let's make an argument. Let's be a little more educated and smart.
Let's not make fun of anybody with autism.
Living in Ohio gives me the benefit of actually having to deal with Ohio State stuff on a near continuous basis. A lot of those games were either extremely dominant, large back and forth games, each side putting up quite a lot, scoring quickly, which is, again, not something you're typically seeing in the NFL unless it's the Chiefs and the Rams, which would have made for a better Super Bowl, but that's beyond. That's the point. But the general point is the college game is quite different from the pro game, and especially with what Ohio State does, they run a Urban Meyer offense, which has been shown that with receivers, it can usually translate well. See Michael Thomas, but with quarterbacks, it typically doesn't. And that's, thinking about other Urban Meyer quarterbacks. Tim Tebow.
Yeah, but he ran the run-pass option.
Yeah, he ran the run-pass option. Dwayne Haskins is strictly throw. All right, first off, I want to say, hey, Cruzen, been a long time since I've seen you in the chat. Cruzen, what's going on? He says Haskins had no running game and the O-line was not good. I agree with you. I agree with that. But also, anytime Haskins had a hand in his face, he instantly became one of the worst quarterbacks I've seen.
But that's false. That's false.
I mean, the running game was actually decent, wasn't it?
No. I'm talking about the O-line thing. That's a lie. His O-line was not bad.
But
how many O-linemen they got?
I want to say something. I want to say something real quick to all the people in the chat who are calling us idiots and saying we have autism because we don't fucking love Dwayne Haskins for some reason. I want to say something. We've all had these conversations. I think I can speak for all four of us here when I say that none of us hate Dwayne Haskins. None of us think he's not a good quarterback, and none of us think he doesn't have talent. We just think that he's not as good as Kyler Murray. We think that under pressure, he seems to crumble quite hard, and we also think that he's not mobile enough to survive behind an offensive line that's not that good. I wouldn't even call him decently mobile. He ran a slower 40-yard dash than Josh Rosen, and none of us are taking Kyler because he can run. We're taking Kyler because we think he has a better arm. We think he makes more pro NFL ready throws, and we also think that Kyler under pressure can evade, and we think he's very good under pressure. Dwayne Haskins, and I think, I can speak for us once again, when I say that Dwayne Haskins, when he's been forced to leave the pocket, we've seen in our tape, has not been that good.
He's awful.
He's not been
he
that
did
good
overthrow a few balls, too, and during the combine.
His QBR dropped significantly.
You want to know what
his completion percentage drops? Everything drops.
Intel, once again, calling us dumb. Go ahead and make an argument, dude.
What I was going to say, you want to know what's one of the major YouTube personalities in terms of like actually?
Hold on. I want to clarify something for everybody. Hold on, I want to clarify something. Cruzen was not saying that himself. That Dwayne Haskins didn't have a good offensive line and had no running game. He was quoting Todd McShay because Cruzen's not that dumb to believe that. So, just want to say that out there. Cruzen wasn't dumb enough to think that. He was just quoting Todd McShay. Go ahead, Ned.
Well, I was going to say what one of the YouTube personalities compared him to was Kirk Cousins, and I don't know about you guys, but that's not something I would like our future QB to be. I'd like to strive for a little bit more than Kirk Cousins. No offense.
Yeah, if you're taking him at the first round pick.
Yeah, I mean, if we're fuck it, if like we get him in the second round, hey, that's pretty good. I'd take that. But for a first round pick, especially the 6th, I feel like we could do better than Haskins. Murray, I'd like to.
I think Murray's not gonna, dude. Honestly, if he kills his pro day,
he will.
He's gone.
He's gonna kill his pro day. He's best. He's so
gonna
good.
murder it.
But okay, hold on. I wanna go ahead and address some chat here. So Kiz, the guy who called us idiots and said we had autism earlier, said Kyler Murray under pressure is 50-50. He's either running the ball or he tries to do too much. Don't believe me. Watch film, not highlights. We've all watched the film on Kyler. That's kind of why we love
dumbest
Kyler.
thing I've ever heard.
But here's the thing. I'm going to have to disagree with you on that. From the film I've watched, and he quoted one game. He said the Oklahoma versus Roll Tide. Oh, that's not him. That's somebody else who's saying, remember the Oklahoma versus Roll Tide game. Kyler Murray, and I do agree with you to an extent, Kiz. That's one thing. That's one of my knocks on Kyler Murray is that under pressure, sometimes he tries not to step up in the pocket. He tries to just run instead, and sometimes that gets him sacked. So that is one of my knocks on Kyler is that when he faces pressure, he either A, becomes a really good quarterback and he rolls out and he makes a great throw on the run, or B, he tries to run instead of stepping up in the pocket and buying himself more time, and he gets sacked because of it. But the reason why I don't care too much for that is because I believe that's 100% coachable. And I think a coach like Pat Shurmur could easily coach him out of that. And I think Dwayne Haskins' problems come from a little more actual talent than they do from coachable problems. Like I think Dwayne Haskins was bad under pressure because he just couldn't handle the pressure, not because he couldn't evade it. Right? Kyler has the ability to evade that pressure. Therefore, that's a lot more potential in that aspect of pressure. So go ahead, guys. I just wanted to reply to him real quick. Unless you guys have anything else you want to add on to what
how much Haskins wants to play for the Giants. You know, I mean, Haskins
that's one thing I will say. If there's any place he's going to flourish, it's going to be with us.
Yeah. He wants to be a Giant.
Any quarterback really that Dwayne Haskins is going to flourish, it's going to be on the New York Giants. So I will say that is a plus for him, because of the fact that we know if he comes to New York, he's going to be working his ass off. That I feel like that, yes, that is a plus in his favor, and I appreciate that. And if we choose him, I'm really kind of banking on that being the case.
Yeah, Jesus.
But that doesn't necessarily mean all of a sudden I want him now over Murray.
Yeah, definitely. With me, when it comes to the whole, what quarterback in the last 2 years didn't want to play for the Giants? Baker,
yeah,
and Darnold. Everybody wants to play for the Giants.
Well, the reason why they would come to it's because of the weapons we have, and it's because the area. You know, the media there. You get big media, and you can easily get more commercials and stuff like that. If you live in New York, you can get a lot more record deals because you're more popular.
That's my thing. Exactly.
Everybody wants to play for like the Cowboys or like the Giants, a big team, a big fan base.
Commercial market as New York City.
Intel, you've asked this question 5 times. Name a mobile QB that won a Super Bowl. Russell Wilson. And by the way, being mobile doesn't instantly make you a bad thrower, by the way. Kyler Murray is not a run-first quarterback. None of us here think that. We like him because we think he has the best arm in the draft, not because Kyler Murray can run faster than Odell Beckham. We think he's the best. We've all said this multiple times, that if Kyler Murray didn't have the running ability he did, we would still think he's the best quarterback in the draft. So if you want to come at us, if you want to hold on, if you want to come at us, in terms of an argument for Kyler, stop trying to talk about his running ability and tell us why his arm sucks. Then we can have an actual discussion on who might be better, because we don't care about how good Kyler can run. It's an awesome feature, but we don't care about it.
You know what I do want to see Kyler do? I want to see him throw inside the tackles, because a lot of his stuff was outside routes.
Routes. No, I agree with that. I want to see more him attack more the middle of the field too. I agree with that.
But I feel like unless he somehow botches that on his pro day, I don't see a reason to be terribly concerned. I feel like that's something that's totally coachable.
All right, so Intel now says Brady ran a 5.28 and has 6 rings. First off, that has no relevance. Like,
did you see how?
Also, he says, hold on.
He's comparing Dwayne Haskins.
Also, he says only 1 out of a million other QBs are mobile. What does arms have to do with football IQ? Here's the thing. I do think Dwayne Haskins has good football IQ. I just don't think he has the talent to back up his IQ. I think Kyler Murray has good football IQ as well. Just maybe not as good as Dwayne Haskins, but he's got way more talent. And second of all, think about this. When people keep going, how many running QBs win the Super Bowl? Okay, also think about how many QBs are running QBs to begin with. Running QBs are a small minority, right? So think about QBs in whole. Out of all QBs in a whole, how many of those QBs are going to win Super Bowls? Now, how much of them are running QBs? So how much of them are going to win a Super Bowl? So the argument of saying how many running QBs win Super Bowls is a horrible argument because it's less possible for a running QB to win than a pocket passer, not because they're worse, because there's less of them. So it's a really poor argument, by the way.
And what he also needs to throw in there is how many times had a pocket passer quarterback been carried by a better team? Hence,
Haskins has a better arm and better IQ. Can you give him more intel than that than just saying
that? He definitely doesn't have a better arm than.
Definitely doesn't have a better arm. I don't think so.
Kyler,
I watch college football.
I don't
That's
really
why we're talking.
care. I don't really care about. I'll be honest. When you were saying all that stuff about how even if his running ability, I don't even care about that because we have seen his running ability.
Yeah,
that's part of his skill set, and I'm going to factor that in. And so I would like for us to be able to have a QB that can sort of survive behind the fucking Swiss cheese.
Yep.
That is our offensive line.
Exactly. Let's address a few comments here. I don't mean to keep cutting you off, but there's some good stuff I do not want us to miss. So first off, Cruisen asked if we're willing to trade up to get Murray, and I'm 99% sure all of us here are willing to trade up to even number 1 if possible to get Kyler Murray. We all love him that much. Maybe not you guys. No. I know I do. I'm willing to trade up for him. I'm 100%. No. Oh yeah, well I'm completely 100% okay with trading up for Kyler Murray. I think he's that good. And then Kizzy says he has an A+ arm. I want to see him get better at going through progressions. He reads one and he'll run if it's not open. I do agree with that. I think that's one of Kyler's problems. Once again, I think that's so easily coachable. So
let's see how he plays with an extra 25 pounds on his frame.
Yeah, and then Jason, one of the other guys who's talking about Haskins says, "I bet you guys didn't want Saquon last year. You'd be wrong again."
Actually,
I was crazy about Saquon Barkley last year. I mean, if you go on our video, if you go and look at our videos from a year ago, I made like 3 videos talking about why we should get Saquon Barkley. So
it was me and Jason
all over Saquon Barkley last year. He was my favorite. Saquon Barkley is my favorite player to ever come out of college football, and it's mainly because he plays my favorite position. So, a little bit of bias in there. It's funny to me that people knock Haskins for having good receivers that got a good amount of yak, as if Kyler didn't. Well, because he didn't. Kyler Murray had good receivers, but most of his yardage did not come from slants and yards after the catch. Most of his yards
was him extending the play,
extending plays and making good throws. So that's why people are okay. Whatever. Haskins doesn't have the talent to back it up. I don't know about that one, dog. I didn't say he didn't have the talent to back it up. I said he doesn't have as much talent. No, Kyler does not have good football IQ. I would have to disagree with that one.
Wow.
And Murray.
Well, they're two different quarterbacks, man. You can't really. It's like comparing apples to oranges.
Let's say hypothetically,
you're full of shit. You're picking and choosing. Sorry, go ahead, Dad. Go ahead.
If he goes in the first round and he's truly correct about being all committed to football, and let's be honest, we're keeping Eli for 1 more year. Whoever we pick, assuming we pick a quarterback, they're going to be sitting for a year. So
that's guaranteed
they're going
anyway.
to have so Kyler won't have the distraction of football the distraction of baseball anymore. He's going to be sitting behind Eli, spending basically his entire time gaining football IQ in preparation for next year. So I feel like the point of football IQ when it comes to the Giants QB is a little bit like on the lesser scale of importance because again he can be taught all that stuff and he's going to have a year to learn a lot of this stuff.
Oh yeah.
Unless you've seen something from Kyler that indicates that he cannot learn these things, as like, you know, for some reason there's just like a roadblock where he can't learn this stuff.
Yeah.
Then yeah, sure, that might be an issue. But when it comes,
I'm worried about him taking a 3-step drop and getting rid of the ball within a couple seconds and not being able to deliver the ball.
Let's address some more chat. Sorry, go ahead, Dean. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you.
No. I'm just saying, a lot of Shermer's offense is predicated around the 3-step drop, get rid of the ball quick because of our offensive line.
Yeah.
Like I can't I haven't watched enough tape on Murray like you have to fully know if he's capable of that, but I don't see him and that 5 and 10, whatever they measured him at.
Yeah,
I still don't believe that he is that tall.
That's ridiculous. But they're not going to lie at the combine. There's literally people there at the combine.
But
trust me, Kyler Murray, if somebody lied about Kyler Murray, that would have been exposed by now because of how juicy of a story that would be. Think about
it. That would literally be like the scandal of the fucking...
That would be the scandal of the year. That's not true. He is 5'10". People just need to learn to get over it already. But let's go and address some chat. So Jason, one of the guys, big Dwayne Haskins guy in the chat, I think I'm starting to understand why he thinks Dwayne Haskins is so good, because he's paying too much attention to the numbers. So he's saying, please. So he says, since when is 48 touchdowns better than 50? So he's talking about Kyler Murray's 48, Dwayne Haskins 50. Now he's saying that we're full of shit and we're picking and choosing. And then one of his other arguments is him saying, your guy, he's saying Kyler Murray got 48 touchdowns running and throwing, and you've already proven that my guy can't run. He's talking about Dwayne Haskins. He says Dwayne Haskins got 50 touchdowns, and you've already said that he can't run. And he said because of that, it's obvious that Dwayne Haskins is a better passer because he got 2 more touchdowns and he didn't run, while Kyler Murray ran and threw and only got 48. So
how many career
that's
games,
one of the worst arguments I think I've ever heard.
Murray
in my life.
got 12 career games in his belt, right? Under his belt, 12.
I think so.
How many career games does Haskins have as a starter? Because Murray's only started 12.
They both only have 1 year. They both have 12.
Oh, really?
One more game.
One more game? Okay. So Intel also says you don't draft a 5'10" QB.
I think actually scratch that. I think he started the same amount of games, but he played a half a game of relief for one of the guys in the bowl game the year before. So
Intel's also saying that you don't draft a 5'10" QB. Sorry, not with 6 picks. First off, that's retarded. So now you're saying the Seahawks were dumb for drafting Russell Wilson. And Baker Mayfield is an inch taller than 5'10". I mean, it's 2 inches taller than 5'10". Those 2 inches don't matter. If you think they do, wow. So then we have some more.
Ask your girlfriend.
Okay. Calm down now. Now we're saying I'm trying to read some more chat here. Football IQ is better than arm. I agree with you, but I don't think Dwayne Haskins' football IQ is that high. Tom Brady don't have any strong army, but high football IQ. Tom Brady also has Bill Belichick, which might be the most important thing he's ever had in his career. Giants would have to change a lot for Murray. Haskins already knows the plays, our offense. Where did you get that information from, Jeffrey? We would not have to change our playbook already. Like, we would not have to change our offense for Kyler Murray. We don't. Kyler can make all the throws. Just because he can run does not mean we have to reorganize our playbook.
Even if we did, who cares?
Even if we did, exactly. They lie about height and weight all the time. Not at the combine, dude.
He's not Lamar.
Intel just said that Kyler Murray's 5'7" at best. Dude, get out of my chat. If you're gonna continue to be that ridiculous, just get out of my chat, dude. Like, I can't even.
No, I mean, just stop paying attention to him. It's fine.
He's 5'9", 7/8". They have him at 5'10". It happens. First off, they don't have him at 5'10". They have it 5'10" and like a quarter inch or something like that.
Yeah, can I just correct something?
Correct
something that one guy said?
Yeah, go ahead.
He said Kyler Murray ran for 48 touchdowns. Well, not ran. He ran and threw.
I think he meant combined. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's wrong. He threw for 42 touchdowns, and he ran for 12.
Oh, okay. So he had a lot more than 54. 48.
Yeah,
he had 54 touchdowns.
So, exactly. I literally just looked that up. I was like, that's wrong. Looked that up. Yeah, so that dude doesn't know what he's talking about.
We need to go all in after Russell Wilson if he becomes available. I completely agree with you. That's not going to happen.
Wait, stop.
If he becomes available.
Say that? Go for Russell Wilson if he becomes available. And
I'd
be
in.
The same height. They're the same height. Except
Kyler's heavier than Russell Wilson is right now, by the way.
Oh, well, not right now. There's no way. Russell fat. I was
fat.
just looking at his, that man is fat. Right
and
now.
Kiz corrected us earlier. There's 17 career games for Murray, 14 for Haskins. Thank you, Kiz.
Oh, so Murray has more.
Yeah, Murray has
starts.
he has 3 more games over him.
Games or starts?
I think he just said games. He didn't say anything about starts. He just mentioned games.
Okay.
If Wilson becomes a Giant, the Giants would be in the conversation for a Super Bowl. I disagree with you. I completely disagree.
We need help in the old.
We have so many fucking holes. We're not in a conversation.
Every position we
playoff.
Every position
for like one more year.
we could use an upgrade.
I think we'll make the playoffs.
Besides running back. Besides running back, we have holes.
And whatever I forget what place Will Hernandez plays. That place doesn't need an upgrade.
Left guard.
Yeah. So
left guard and running back. Only 2 spots I wouldn't say we are not deep at. Okay. Every other position on the roster, I don't even know what we're gonna do with Landon Collins yet, which I'm hoping they don't tag him because he's just gonna hold out on the tag. So you got to figure, we have holes everywhere. So you can't just draft for need. So I'm hoping that we solidify some of these holes.
There's a lot of
before the draft.
There's a lot of poor arguments in our chat. Some people do not know how to formulate an argument.
Let's do this, dude. Let me just say my favorite part of the whole combine was when Steve Smith went up to that big quarterback.
Yo,
that was Travaris Jackson. That was Travaris Jackson. Not Travaris Jackson. What the fuck's his name? Tyree Jackson. His name? Yeah, Tyree Jackson. That was great.
That was hilarious. He was like, people trying to get a check out here, and he throwing the ball at 100 miles an hour.
He was ripping them. But what about that tweet the guy sent out? He was having his kid do all the. Did you see that? This dude tweeted he had like a 6-year-old son. He was doing all the drills with him from the combine, like throwing in the balls, turn around, catch, and it was like a 3-minute video, like 6-year-old kid doing everything from the combine. They kept showing it over and over again.
I didn't see
Nobody's seen it. You got to look it up. The kid was doing everything. Ran the 40. He was doing catching drills. He was doing.
Let's read some more chat. So, PGA says, some may be worried about Haskins because he only started for 1 full season, but I think it's more impressive that he was able to score that many touchdowns in his first year. I agree with you. I think Dwayne Haskins was very impressive this year. I think what he did for the lack of experience he has was great. But also, you cannot just look at his numbers and just be like, oh, wow, that all happened because of him. A lot of that happened due to his system and his receivers just being phenomenal. And then he says also he could quickly adapt to the Giants system. I agree with you. I think he would easily fit into the West Coast system that the Giants have right now with a small dink and dunk kind of passes. But another thing that people don't understand is that that's not actually our true system. The only reason we did a lot of dink and dunk passes last year was because our offensive line was so poor. A lot of the actual, if you go back and watch lots of the tape on the Giants games, lots of the pure play design, lots of our pure play designs were meant for mid to midfield to deep routes. The only difference is that we had to keep dinking and dunking it because we couldn't set up play action and stuff like that.
12, 13 catches in one game or something like ridiculous
something like that. And then Intel says you don't draft a 5'10 QB with the 6th overall pick. I don't understand once again why the height matters so much. And then Jeffrey says we would add RPO and design runs. You think Murray is Wilson? He isn't Russell Wilson. Doesn't do design runs or RPO. Kyler does. Kyler only does that in college because it's college football. He doesn't have to do that in the NFL. And then Jason once again said, okay, subtract all Kyler Murray's rushing touchdowns this year, and how many does he have? Now said that next to 50. So that's stupid. That's stupid. Why do you take away his rushing touchdowns? Some of his rushing touchdowns.
Even then,
it's only 2. Okay, yes, even then it's only 2. But even over that, why take them away? That's stupid. That's part of his athletic ability.
Can I take this for a second?
Ned, I want to let you just rain on this guy. Go ahead.
All right,
I'm gonna let you have him.
Let me stop for a second and point out that let's take perhaps the most famous rushing quarterback, Michael Vick.
Who had a rocket of an arm as well.
Now let's say that Michael Vick, let's take away all of his rushing touchdowns in the NFL and take away all of his rushing touchdowns in college. All of a sudden, his record becomes a lot worse. because those are part of his kit as a quarterback, is being able to run. So taking that away from what he does is fucking stupid, because it's part of his kit and it works. If it works and it's a part of his kit that he can utilize efficiently, that's a demonstrable skill to have as a quarterback. If it works, it fucking works. I don't care if there's a fucking quarterback that's going out there and throwing it with his goddamn feet. If he's throwing like 100 touchdowns in a fucking season and carrying his team to a national championship, yeah, I want that guy with the. I'd like that guy with our draft pick, please. I don't give a damn what you do to be successful if it fucking works. As long as it's not illegal and as long as you're not like getting suspended over it, hey, if it doesn't violate any rules, go for it. If it fucking works, it fucking works.
Tell him. That's what
He's got big enough hands to out the balls, so we should be good.
I feel so bad because like, there's a lot of chat we haven't read yet, but I'm trying to like make sure we get everything.
Truth be told, I really think that the only reason people are getting on Kyler Murray's running ability is because he's short. I really think if he was a 6'2" quarterback right now, everybody like, we have to have him. Oh my gosh, he could run and throw. It's literally because of his height. It's because of his height.
All right, so Yankee's got a question for us. I think he asked this already, and I'm sure all our answers are different, so let us all answer differently. He said, would you trade Odell Beckham Jr. to the Browns for the 2019 17th overall pick, a 2020 second-round pick, and a 2021 second-round pick? He did ask us this.
Yeah, he did. He asked me and you, actually.
Dean says no. Vincent, what do you say? You say no?
I would do it.
All right, Vincent would do it. Ned, what about you? I would do it.
I mean,
I would do it, although... Go ahead, Vincent.
Reason I would say that is because Odell, to me, is not. I feel like he won't be patient if we don't get another quarterback. I just feel like his patience is going to go through the roof. If we say, okay, you know what? Let's not get a quarterback. Let's go Nick Bosa or Quentin Williams or something like that. He's going to be like, yo, I'm not playing with Eli. So he can stink up my. That's just not him.
Here's the thing, Yankee, there's kind of a yes and no situation to that answer for me. It depends. Like, okay, if we're in the middle of the draft.
How much money we eating too, though?
No, it's not that. My thing is, if we're in the middle of the draft and there's somebody crazy good who fell to 17, then I would probably take it. Like, but if we're in the middle of the draft and there's nobody on the board that I would actually want to trade that much for, then I wouldn't take it. I also would not take that pick. I also would not take that trade before the draft. That's something I would have to take during the Browns' 17th overall pick and evaluate who's on the board at the time. So, if Quentin Williams or something like that fell to 17, impossible, by the way, completely impossible. But if something like that happened, then I would jump on that, you know, so. And then Kiz also correcting what happened earlier. He said both of them have played over 20 games, but Murray started 17 while Haskins started 14. Odell is worth 2 first-round picks, in my opinion. I completely agree with you. What do you guys think the G-Men would have to give up for Russell Wilson?
Man, someone's notifications are going.
Yeah, sorry. That's my phone. I muted it. So J Moda, Jesus Christ, woman. Sorry, J Moda. Sorry.
Dude,
I did. Okay, I'm sorry. I did mute it. This time it's muted. It's muted.
Want your attention.
It's muted. Okay. So, so J Moda says, what do you guys think the G-Men would have to give up for Russell Wilson? I think we'd have to give up Odell Beckham Jr. and like 2 first-round picks.
Maybe even
maybe even more than that. I don't know.
Nothing that would actually be worth it. Nothing that would actually be worth it.
Yeah, true.
All right, now Jeffrey says a guy who runs 1,000 rushing. The guy who runs for 1,000 yards rushing is a running guy. So yes, plays would have to be added for his skill set. Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray's style of play is Lamar Jackson. Now, Jeffrey, I usually love you. Jeffrey, I usually fucking love you, bro. But I'm going to have to flame you for this comment. Comparing Kyler Murray to Lamar Jackson is one of the worst things I've heard. The reason why Lamar Jackson's offense got changed with the Ravens is because Lamar Jackson could not throw to save his life. He can't throw. Kyler Murray can throw his ass off. So, no, you don't have to add run plays for Kyler Murray. It would be best to do that so you can utilize that part of his skill set, but you don't have to. Right, and most of Kyler Murray's running plays exactly, but also most of Kyler Murray's rushing yards, at least on the tape I watched, I don't have a number for you. They didn't come from designed rushing plays; they came from improvisation, escaping the pocket, and then he would just burst out. right? So, but no, I think comparing Lamar Jackson to Kyler Murray's play style is one of the worst. It's a horrible comparison in my personal opinion. Now Yankee asks, would we franchise Landon Collins? Would we franchise tag him and then trade him to the Chiefs for a 2019 second round pick, 63 overall?
I don't think so. I mean,
nah,
if you're gonna franchise him, you don't trade him. You know,
tackles for the past 4 years. He's been our best defensive player. He deserves a good contract. He's been by far been our best.
Wait, in the past 3 years, yeah, but last year I don't think he was.
Okay, so 4 out of his 5.
No, I agree. He's been great. I wouldn't get rid of him.
He's been our best. You know, he's worth every penny of what a top tier safety is worth. Yeah. Now, if you just all of a sudden look at our roster and there's no Landon Collins back there, you got a 30-something-year-old Janoris Jenkins, B.W. Webb. I mean, can you even name our backup safeties besides? I mean, that's no secondary. Okay, we have very little pass rush, if any at all. So getting rid of one of your best run stoppers and your best leader in the backfield is not worth a second round pick to me at all means, especially if we have to tag them, bite the money, bite the salary cap, and still be held to our cap. And for a second round pick, I mean, it's just not, you know.
Of course. Let's go back to check. First off, I want to say this. I want to apologize to everybody in the chat right now. I promise we're not ignoring or missing your chats. I'm so far behind right now. I'm not even watching the live chat. I'm scrolling down. I
can't even get it right now.
I'm scrolling down our chat, and I'm just going by so we can address everything everybody's saying. So I'm not ignoring you guys. Your chat will get to. We're just scrolling down. Go ahead, Ned.
Should we maybe move on to
another topic that says quarterbacks?
Yeah,
I think we're all becoming broken records here. So let me go ahead and scroll down the chat. I'll skip any quarterback comments, and we'll go ahead and just go to everything else.
Do we want to talk about fucking Witten coming back?
I actually really do. What the fuck, dude? This is what happens when your second job doesn't work out. Like he basically he retired from commentating so he could unretire from. He's like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm gonna go do something I'm actually good at. He's like, I'm out of here.
Well, no, he's seen that they got him.
He got booted out.
Brian, now he's gonna be open all day.
But see, here's the issue. They didn't fucking do it for.
My God, dude, it's so hard to stay away from the quarterback conversations because I'm reading the chat and just seeing the dumbest things possible. But we're gonna ignore him. We're gonna ignore him.
Don't.
I'm not. I'm just saying so much dumb shit.
I don't know. I think with Witten, I think the reason why Witten came back is more because I think he thinks that the Cowboys could win a Super Bowl within the next.
Yeah, with a Cooper, he's gonna have room to go over the middle now.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, but I mean, he's fucking old, and he spent 1 year not keeping himself in shape. How good is he?
Trust me, he's been keeping in shape. He probably knew 6 months ago he's done with broadcasting.
Yeah, well, I mean, he probably knew that the moment he started getting flamed on Twitter.
Yeah, and then the moment that Tony Romo was winning awards and calling the Super Bowl, he's like, yeah, let me go back to playing. But yeah, I mean, but what about those two tight ends from the same school projecting to go in the first round?
Ooh, is that the
Noah Fant
and that guy who gets compared to Rob Gronkowski?
Yeah, they're talking
Hodgkinson
about
or something like that. Hodgkinson.
Whatever, but they're both from the same
two tight ends from Iowa.
Yeah, but they're projected both of them in the first round. I can't remember a draft where I've seen two tight ends from the same school go in the first round. I can't.
It's because they ran a lot of two tight end sets and they rotated them both a lot.
We'll see if it actually happens. I have a sneaking suspicion one of them is going to fall just because the defensive
I think it's going to be Noah Fant
in this
too.
Draft is so fucking good.
Well, Noah Fant.
I think Hawkinson's a better player. Actually, Noah Fant does not block as run as Hawkinson does.
No, Hawkinson's a better blocker?
Way better. I think Hawkinson's the better of the two, in my personal opinion. Like, all right, take it this way. So, as a pure draft perspective, this isn't exact, okay? So, this is not exact comparisons, but let's put it this way. Noah Fant is Evan Ingram, and Hawkinson is O.J. Howard. Right? And I'm not saying either one is better than the other, but I'm saying as a pure college prospect, everybody knew O.J. Howard was the best tight end in that draft class. At the time, everybody had the right to think that, too. And he actually still might be. You know, he's in fucking Tampa. That's why, he might still actually be better than Evan Ingram. He's just in Tampa, so we don't know.
Man, Tampa, what the fuck is going on?
Did you hear that that Mike Shula worked out privately with Dwayne Haskins?
Who did?
Mike Shula.
Oh, from the I did not hear that actually.
Yeah. He did warm-ups with Dwayne Haskins before he was throwing the ball around.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I don't know about that. Well, I hope we don't get him.
But no, honestly, the Jason Witten, I'm not as concerned as a lot of other people are, but I want to see what he's like now. Like,
yeah,
I think he was a $5 million deal
you
too.
Can say he wasn't like he was keeping in shape, but he probably wasn't doing NFL level.
No, you can't be in football shape all year round. It's different.
So he's
and he's what, 40 something? So come on.
Yeah, how is he going to handle this stuff? It's gonna be interesting to say the least. I think that
even more reason why we need Collins back, because Witten has been a giant killer for his whole career. Over the middle, it's like watching the same thing over and over again. You can't stop it. Let's just hope his age is.
It's very frustrating.
But hey, he got $5 million contract for this one.
So. Devin White is an intriguing pick for the Giants, but I don't like.
He's too small.
Think we're assuming that they're going to take a QB, and I guess if they don't, that is a potential option, but I don't know. I think it's much more likely they're going to go with a QB than.
Daniel Jeremiah projected 4 in a row defense. Top 4 picks were going to be defense.
Yeah,
so that's leaving 5 and 6 with Kyler Murray.
Someone is either going to get, depending on how this draft works out, there's either going to be a stupid good steal on offense or a stupid good steal on defense.
Oh yeah.
Because of how, like in the second round, particularly, I'm hoping when we pick, because of how this draft is so skewed, but some teams have needs that don't correspond to how the draft is skewed.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping we get a steal, but there's also that issue of, we need an offensive lineman.
Do you think Dillard could fall to the second round?
I don't know. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I have no idea. What pisses me off is that we have obvious needs in terms of round 1 QB, round 2 O-line. And I just fucking hate it, because if we didn't have to choose the QB or didn't have to choose the O-lineman, there are
best player available.
There's so many other players we could choose, but we need those fucking guys. And it's very frustrating because, I want to do best player available, but do we really want to let our quarterback get fucking creamed? I don't know what the O-line draft is looking like next year, but if it's fucking barren, and
it's not that great this year, to be honest with you.
Well, I know, but I'm saying, let's say next year it's fucking barren too. I don't know. I can't comment. But if it's fucking barren next year, then you've got an issue where, like,
free agency too.
The new QB after Eli is gonna get fucking creamed. Look, all right, if Eli gets creamed, you know what?
He knows how to fall, though. He can take a hit. He can fall right.
This dude has proven that he's like, I don't know, he's fucking unkillable.
Yeah, you say that. Watch, he's literally gonna fucking die first play of the game next season. Like he's gonna snap his neck, R2 vertebrae, he's just dead.
Have fucking Kyle Lauletta.
Kyle Lauletta, the savior. He's to run you over with his car. He's gonna drive it. He's just gonna drive his car onto the field and just runs everybody over. Just runs everybody over on the field.
You guys just threw Eli's career into the dirt. Please go knock on some wood.
I don't believe in that, man.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, if he gets fucking
we re-signed Daryl. We re-signed Geno Smith.
Trade for the Uber man.
You know what's crazy? You know this dude, what's his name? You know, what's this dude? What was our last head coach's name? McAdoo. You know he's alive on his couch right now.
He's the offensive coordinator for who? McAdoo. He got picked up.
He got a job
for someone.
He got a job? What the fuck?
He's the offensive coordinator for I can't remember. Not the Dolphins. Did the Dolphins? No, somebody picked him up as their OC. Dude, Google it. Somebody look it up.
You know what's crazy, guys? Everybody keeps talking about the defensive players in this year's draft, and I agree they're very good, but I don't know how to say his name. Geist or Gyhst. He said something in the chat that I actually really agree with, and I actually okay with. He says, honestly, Murray in the first, in the second, get an offensive lineman. He goes, it wouldn't be that bad because this year's defensive free agency class is really nice. Now, here's the thing. I agree with him. I disagree with him because
a lot of them are getting tagged, though.
Well, it's not it. Well, that's not what I'm talking about. The thing is that he's right. Like, this free agency class is very good, but it's also expensive.
I agree. I saw a different thing in chat I agree with.
Yeah.
I'm all for the Nathan Peterman bandwagon.
Let's Nathan Peterman. Let's fucking go, everybody. Right now, Nathan Peterman. Fuck Haskins. Fuck Kyler. Let's grab anybody. Let's grab a receiver. No, what we need to do is draft a receiver in the first and second round, sign Nathan Peterman, and we're in the fucking Super Bowl. And then maybe get another running back in the third round, too. Right? We're good to go.
No, we need to draft a kicker and a punter, too.
Fuck, you're right. Andre Grosas sucks.
Jesus, man.
Can we get F's in the chat for the team that picked up Ben McAdoo? Everybody go type F's in the chat for everybody who picked up McAdoo. Capital F's, please, everybody. Appreciate that.
What? No, somebody picked up McAdoo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We got to type some F's in the chat. We need to get another $19 million receiver.
I'm
exactly.
Up who fucking picked up McAdoo?
Draft Metcalf with a 6 overall pick.
Yeah, I'm all set with that.
I'm
signed Blake Bortles to a 10-year, $5 million max deal. I'm in. Blake Bortles, the GOAT.
Let's just
y'all just don't know. It's just the Jacksonville's offense sucks. It's not Bortles. He's awesome.
Yeah, nobody's picked him up yet, dude.
I know.
No,
he just got an interview with the Cardinals.
The Cardinals? They're like, yeah, we need you to come back up.
Well, maybe he was OC for somebody last year and he got fired then.
OBJ could be our backup QB.
He was not. He was apparently not employed last year, and then he tried to fucking shop around this season, and only the Cardinals were interviewing him. And
I could have sworn I read the job.
Man, how fucking... If the Cardinals fucking picked up McAdoo, that would have been
swear to God, dude.
McAdoo's
like, I would have drafted you, Rosen.
It would have been funny if the Chiefs picked him up because he wanted Patrick Mahomes.
But here's the thing, though. I agree with that. Here's the thing. If we could go back in time, I would love to have traded up to grab Patrick Mahomes. Because I thought Patrick Mahomes was the best quarterback in that year's draft. And, I mean, I'm not trying to be this guy, but, I mean, look how that turned out. You know, so, like, I actually agree. Somebody actually said that in the chat. The quarterback situation should have been solved 2 years ago. I agree with that. I actually was fully behind trading up and grabbing Mahomes, but I just knew that wasn't going to happen.
But
who we picked that year?
Let's re-sign Kurt Warner. No, we got to get Brett Favre.
We gotta resign stud Davis Webb.
Hey, I still fucking believe in Davis Webb. Right? I'm just waiting for him to get a shot.
Well, you know what? I mean, if Sam Darnold keeps playing the way he does, maybe he will.
Maybe Webb will get a shot. Dude, how fucked up would this be if Darnold just sucks? Right? Like, he's sucking so bad one game. There was like 4 picks in one half.
Dude,
they bench him, throw in Webb, and Webb is just like their savior in New Jersey for the Jets. And Webb becomes the fucking guy. And then Darnold's on the trade block. How fucking horrible how would you guys feel? If Webb just becomes the guy.
If that happened,
I would laugh.
I'd have faith that he'd take that Davis Webb would take the Mark Sanchez character arc. where he has some success at the beginning, and then he just completely tumbles and dies, and everybody at this point just mocks him and laughs at him. Oh,
Should we double down on the O-line?
Jaguars are apparently getting Foles.
Yeah, no, and I hear it's pretty much everything but like signed at this point. I hear it's pretty much just gonna happen. From what I've heard, like it's pretty much all but like official at this point. They will. The Jaguars are going to sign Nick Foles.
Did you guys hear about the Redskins trying to get Josh Rosen?
All in. Let's fucking get Kaepernick.
Let's do it, dude.
Right.
Let's just sign RG3.
The first time I see him kneeling on the field, I'm. Oh, dude,
let's not even bring this conversation up. Let's not even bring this conversation up. This is gonna go horrible.
Honestly, I just want to do it because I know the New York media will have a fucking field day with it.
They'd be like, "What a brave soul!"
Non-stop, bro.
Pretty much.
They'd be like, "What a brave soul."
Yeah, they really would.
No, I mean they would fucking like.
All right, let me ask an interesting question here, guys.
It would be a fucking shit show, but I would.
Let me ask an interesting question, guys.
Chaos.
So I don't mean to bring up all the quarterbacks again, and we don't have to get into a debate of who's better, Kyler or Haskins. But I just want to say, remember, not even 3 months ago, was it? Let me see this. November 3rd, not even like 3-4 months ago, we all thought Herbert was going to be in the draft. We all thought Herbert was the guy. Kyler was going to play baseball. Let me ask you guys something. How different would these conversations be if Herbert was still in the draft? For me, it wouldn't be any different. It wouldn't be any different for me. But in my opinion,
because then they get their 6'6".
Big Blue just says Herbert is better than any quarterback in this class. I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that.
I'd have Herbert in between Haskins and Murray.
Yeah, me too. I would have him in between.
It would be like one of those things where it would be nice because, if they choose, if the Cardinals go with Murray, we can follow grab Herbert or if someone trades up again, then we can get Haskins.
I'll tell you what, though, I think Herbert made a horrible decision in staying. In terms of like pure career wise, I think he made it because next year's draft he will be like the guaranteed 4th best, maybe even the 5th best QB. This year he could have been a guaranteed 2 or 3. You know what I'm saying? So like next year he guaranteed himself at the very, very best being like 3 or 4 at the very best. Like he guaranteed that to himself. So I think it would have been a lot smarter for him to come out this year. In my personal opinion.
Just one of the things where he just doesn't want to play for New York.
But I get it. He wants to play with his brother, so I can't hate him.
If he gets fucking injured or something in college, that's
Oh, that'd be heartbreaking for him.
Yep. That's the risk he's taking.
It really is.
The risk
it really
is
taking.
Definitely a risk. But
now I'm just letting y'all know y'all need to start putting more respect on Drew Lock's name. All right. He's
the best quarterback. You're not going to respect Drew Lock. Get out of my face.
He's the best quarterback.
I will respect Drew Lock.
Jeremiah said he had the combine.
I'll say this.
Can we get an F in the chat for Will Grier?
For Will Grier, oh god.
Oh Jesus.
I still think Will Grier is probably the 3rd best QB in this draft. I don't know what people.
Can you believe? But he won't give.
Why did his stock
respect.
just fall? Why did his stock just fall out of nowhere? Like at one point in time, people were calling Will Grier the 2nd best quarterback in the class, and then out of nowhere, he just fell to like 4 or 5, 6.
His team just started to suck, and he started to suck, and then he sucked.
And his combine wasn't even that great.
I don't care about his combine. I can care less about combines.
You gotta watch how they throw a ball, bro.
No, I don't care how good you are in the combine. I care about your tape. If you're good on tape, but you're sucking. He did kind of suck a little bit towards the second half.
Drew Lock is good on tape. He's great on tape, actually.
Yeah, but he looks like he should be a Hollister.
Drew Lock is not great on tape, not even close.
He should be working at Hollister.
Atrocious.
Hey, leave the Hollister kid alone, all right?
Drew Lock's footwork is atrocious. He throws unbalanced all the time. I'll tell you this: out of all the quarterbacks in this draft, I don't know about Kyler, so I can't throw this one out there. But subtracting Kyler aside, because I don't know which one about Kyler or Drew Lock I'd choose this to say, but throwing Kyler Murray out of the conversation, out of all the other quarterbacks in this draft, I think Drew Lock has the highest talent out of all of them. I don't know who has more talent between Drew Lock and Kyler Murray. I think it's Kyler Murray just because he can run. But in terms take Kyler Murray to the conversation and keep Haskins and everybody else, I think Drew Lock has the most talent, but he's just not that good right now.
To me, I just feel like Drew Lock has the highest ceiling out of everybody.
That's what I'm saying. Talent. He has the highest talent, highest ceiling.
Yeah.
You know?
And then I feel like, and some people be like, oh, so why are you going Kyler Murray? I feel like Dwayne Haskins has the highest floor, though. Because I feel like depending on where he goes, he'll be fine. You know, if you put a bunch of receivers around him, a very great offensive line,
he's going to be Kirk Cousins.
Literally. He's not going to take
I actually prefer the Kirk Cousins comparison with Dwayne Haskins than I do Drew Lock. I compare Drew Luck more of like a
well, that's
actually like a Josh Allen kind of guy. Like oh, you're talking about Haskins being Kirk Cousins.
Yeah,
okay, that's my comparison.
Could go anywhere and he'd be fine.
I don't think he'd be fine. I think he'd be, I think he'd be kind of suitable. All right, I'm gonna ask this question. This is from AMG Sam. I think I already know y'all's answer to this, but it said, how would you feel about trading Landon Collins, Sterling Shepard, and a second round pick to get the seventh pick in this year's drafts? That way we would have number 6 and number 7 to get Haskins and Devin White.
No fucking way in hell.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah, I would have to say
Odell, Shepard,
that's a big oof. Landon and Shepard and a second round pick for the 7th overall pick this year, so we would have 6 and 7.
No.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give you a big no. I actually think people are way too high on Devin White.
Shepard's a playmaker. If we lose Beckham, we still got 2 playmakers. And who knows what that rookie coming in could do? Because look at the Bears drafted Kevin White. What have you even seen?
Yo, Kid Blue 27. What's going on, dude? Nice to see you in the chat.
Kevin White catch a pass in the NFL.
Shout out to Kid Blue 27. What's going on, man? I know him. Another YouTuber, another Giants YouTuber. Man, yeah, I'm gonna have to give you a big no. I think people are a little overhyping Devin White right now. I think he's a poor tackler, and I think he's very poor in the run game. I've seen too many times he'll get a block on him, and then he's out of the play. As soon as some hands get on him, I've seen him just get out of the play. I think out of pure ceiling and talent wise, I think he has such a high ceiling. But I think right now I'm actually not.
And he's like what, 230? He's 230.
Well, right? I don't care about his measurements. I just care about how he plays. I think personally right now I would not spend a top 10 pick on Devin White. People are going to call me insane for that. But if I'm going to draft you in the top 10, I need immediate production, and I don't think Devin White gives immediate elite production. I think he gives moderate production with the possibility of high elite production in the future. You know, that's just my thing on Devin White. But I mean, a lot of people disagree. That's fine. We probably won't re-sign Shepard and Landon. Is a crazy story right now. I actually agree with that. I don't think that we're going to end up re-signing Sterling Shepard. Eventually, I don't think we will.
I'll tell you who wide receiver that I like in the draft who could possibly go late is David Sills, the 5th from I don't know where he played, but the kid looks good. I mean, I've been watching some of his tape. He looks really good.
Yeah, I would much rather have Devin Bush in the 2nd round than I would Devin White in the 1st. Very much wise. Kid Blue says he's loving Montez Sweat. I'm loving Montez Sweat's ceiling. I'm not loving his ability right now. I don't think he's worth a top 15 pick at the moment.
He killed the 40.
Oh my god, he has such a great combine.
Sweat is
but his tape is iffy.
Freak.
Yeah, he's an athletic freak.
Going to need like development.
He literally needs what Nick Bosa has and Quentin Wilson has. It's just technique. Like, in my opinion, Josh Allen is just like a better version of Montez Sweat. Like, he's athletic, he's a little raw, right? But he's less raw than Montez Sweat is. You know what I mean?
But he's got great hands. They showed tape on Josh Allen, and they were showing his weight and the offensive lineman he was going against.
Did you guys
just by his leverage and hand motions, he was just throwing these guys. He's out of the way that outweighed him by like 80 pounds just from his pure athleticism alone.
I'll tell you what, though. Montez Sweat's got some hands. Did you guys see him catching the ball? I could totally see him playing edge. He's got some hands, you know?
And we're already shopping OV. I mean, hey.
I don't know about the shopping OV, man. I just, like, he's the best edge rusher we have. Edge rusher's a huge need.
He's costing us too much money for
let's be honest here. It's, shopping OV is a good thing.
No, it's a good thing to shop him. I'm just not sure if I want to get rid of him. He's a bit raw, but the right coaching will get him 10
We're going to need at least one more year to fix the holes.
I agree with you on that, Kid Blue. I think with the right coaching, Montez Sweat could be like a top 3 pass rusher in this year's draft, talent-wise. He's better stopping the run than Josh Allen. I kind of agree with that. I think I kind of agree with that one. I hope Cards take Murray and Jags trade up for Haskins so Josh Allen falls to us. I don't want Josh Allen.
We're going to have one more being shit at least. So why not? You know, let's be honest. Even if we get the QB here,
OV is trash. Come on, Intel. How can you? Oh my god, bro! I swear, OV is not trash. You don't watch tape. Go watch OV play. Sorry, go ahead.
He's just hurt and inconsistent all the time.
He's not inconsistent. He's just hurt. When he's on the field, he's very consistent.
You guys got to put some respect on OV's name. He's not trash.
Our defense is far off, especially with potential cuts. I agree with that. Somebody said we should just blow up the team. We're in full rebuild mode. I don't even 100% agree. I don't even 100% disagree with that. No. I don't even 100% disagree.
I disagree.
Landon Collins will start in OV's place. I'm okay with that. We just need a strong side. Lorenzo Carter at the moment, last year, he didn't have as good a year as I really wanted him to have. And I'm not just saying I wanted him to have a good year so the Giants would have a good year, but I just wanted him to develop more. It's not even that. He just needs to use his technique's a little raw. I think Lorenzo Carter is some more coaching away from being a very solid edge player.
He's only got 1 year.
I actually, in my personal opinion, my Josh Allen comp is Lorenzo Carter. He's just better. He's like a better Lorenzo Carter. That's actually my Josh Allen comp is Lorenzo Carter. He's just better than Lorenzo Carter. But I think Lorenzo Carter has a high ceiling. I'm a huge Lorenzo Carter fan. I think everybody knew that last year. I was saying it was that was like my second favorite pick in last year's draft was Lorenzo Carter. What about the cap hit on those cuts on OV? I think the cap is pretty big. We should get a third round pick for OV.
17.5.
I want to get more than a third. If we're gonna get rid of OV, I need more than a third round pick. Here's my thing. I think the third round is actually gonna be very weak in this year's draft. I think it's gonna be a little weaker than most people are thinking. I think like the mid to the end of the third round is gonna be a weak third round class. So if we're gonna have a third round pick, I think it needs to be a very high one. I
think the high third round pick or like to like second.
Yeah,
mid-second.
Are the Drags are trying to invest heavily in Nick Foles? I was watching the Entertainer talking sports or the Entertainer, whatever you want to call him, and I think he was talking about how it's pretty much all said. It's pretty much all but just signed and official that Nick Foles is going to be on the Jaguars. I don't know how true that was. I didn't fact check him. I just took his word for it. But if he's right, then I mean, yeah, Nick Foles going straight to the Jags. But here's the thing, though, with them doing that, I don't know if that means they're out on a quarterback or if they're still in, because they could be doing what the Browns did. But then again, they're going to be paying Nick Foles way more money than the Browns paid Tyrod, and Nick Foles is better than Tyrod Taylor. So it's like, I think that could possibly mean they're just going to ride it out. You know what I mean? If they do,
Bortles not going to be happy as a backup. Foles,
they're getting him a long deal. They're not like. Well, let's be honest. Foles has enough leverage to.
I mean, he's got a Super Bowl on his back, you know. So.
Yeah, so he's got more than enough deals that will probably offer him long term. They're not going to do a Tyrod thing because they're going to be keeping him a while. This is them trying to fix the mistake that was Blake Bortles. And
go ahead.
And is now a Blaine Gabbert.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit! You thought we were desperate with Geno Smith? Try saying Blaine Gabbert is your fucking starting quarterback.
Yeah. How do you feel about Chase Young? I think Chase Young has talent, just very raw. Duran says, so why draft Josh Allen when you already have his comp? Well, because a comparison does not mean somebody as good as or better. A comparison just means they're similar. For instance, Dwayne Haskins' comp is Kirk Cousins. I'm not saying he's going to be as good as Kirk Cousins. Lorenzo Carter's comp was Leonard Floyd. I'm not saying he's going to be as good. Just because somebody has a comp does not mean they're the same player, right? It just means they're kind of similar. They have a similar play style, but just because they have a similar place, like Patrick Mahomes' comp was Aaron Rodgers. Well, he was my comp for Patrick Mahomes was Aaron Rodgers, but it doesn't mean he's going to be as good as Aaron Rodgers. Although I guess that's kind of contradictory, considering he had a great year. But just a comp does not mean they're as good or better or worse. It just means they have a similar play.
They met with Nick Bosa and Drew Lock, Devin White, Ed Oliver. I wrote a couple people this.
And my version of Giants blow up includes Odell Beckham Jr. and Saquon Barkley going away in trades. Yankees, I want to hang you. I was cool until you mentioned Saquon Barkley. Get out of my face, Yankees. Get out of my face. Get out of my face,
let's
Yankee.
Just trade away the offensive.
Let's just trade away everybody on this team. Every starter gone. Yankee, don't ever talk to me again, man. How dare you mention Saquon Barkley?
Don't talk to me.
Saquon Barkley and trade should never be in the same sentence. Leave me alone, Yankee. I will not let you implant dangerous thoughts into my mind. There's no way the Drags would draft a QB when they sign Foles. I'm more on the side that they wouldn't. So.
I'm looking at Dwayne Haskins right now.
It's going to be a long-term deal, so
what's up with his headband?
Drafting a QB.
He's got a thick headband.
I just don't want OV for 19 mil. I say trade him or cut him. We need that 11 million extra cap. I mean, I kind of agree. If he would restructure his contract, I'd be so excited.
I think it's 17.5.
I just don't think he's the kind of player who would do that.
13 mils against the cap, if I'm not mistaken.
PJA says
exact thing as Jenkins.
PJA said that trading both OBJ and Saquon would make him stop watching football for years. I would agree. I think I have to live in my bedroom closet for a few years.
We'd literally become the Browns.
I was pissed when we traded Eli Apple. In my opinion, that was the best corner on our team. Absolutely not. He was developing so well into that first round pick. He absolutely was not. He absolutely was not. His best year was his rookie year, and he even still had a decent year. Not even close to decent. It was okay. Eli Apple was a great trade. Get him out of there. He was literally. I agree with Landon Collins. He was toxic. All the drama he had with his freaking mom and stuff like that. That was just ridiculous. Get out of here. Yeah. Go grow up. Go grow up. Absolutely not. Eli Apple committed more flags than anybody I've ever seen in my life. And whenever he did, and anytime Eli Apple did something where it didn't have a flag, he'd fucking celebrate like he was the most locked down corner of all time. Every time, there would be so many times where the quarterback would just throw a bad throw, and the ball was nowhere near Eli Apple or the guard he covered, and he would just sit there and wag his finger no. And I'm like, dude, you didn't do anything. Like,
you know
like,
what?
He probably thinks he gave the quarterback a death stare, and the quarterback was like, oh god, I gotta throw the ball away. Like, he probably thinks he mentally fucked with the quarterback.
No, his mom's Twitter account did.
That's literally every freaking cornerback I've ever went against in my life.
I just hate that, dude. Like, the quarterback makes a horrible throw, and the corner's sitting there like, not on my island. Like, bro, you didn't do anything.
It's like, dude, you got burnt. I left you 5 yards behind me. My quarterback overthrew.
And the ball sails out of bounds.
What would you give up for Quentin Nelson? For Quentin Nelson, I'd give up Saquon Barkley. I'm not Saquon. Oh my god. Somebody hit me. Somebody hit me, please. Somebody swing at me. I need somebody to hit me. I meant to say I'd give up OBJ for Quentin Nelson. I'm sorry.
It's like as you said that, I just looked at my phone.
Dude, trust me. As I said that, I almost cried. I would give up.
Is it time to get the shotgun?
I think so.
Just bring you out to the shed.
I think so.
Yeah. It's time to throw Bessie down.
Let me answer this question truthfully now. For Quentin Nelson, I would give up OBJ, and I would plug in Quentin Nelson and Will Hernandez at my guards. Are you kidding me? With Saquon Barkley, I'd be in so much, and I'd still have Sterling Shepard and Evan Ingram. Oh my god, and Saquon, I would love it. I still remember when we got our first win in 2017 against the Broncos. Same. Eli Apple was acting like he was Deion Sanders for real. He was, swear to God, dude, that guy was ridiculous.
I don't think he ever.
That was such a horrible pick. Like, Vernon Hargreaves was still on the board, and we had an Eli Apple.
To be fair, Hargreaves hasn't exactly been elite.
No, but
he's better than Eli Apple. And I also think they just have horrible coaching over there in Tampa.
That's truthfully not a fucking high bar.
Yeah, no.
I know. Being better than Eli Apple is not a fucking high bar.
It's really not.
Huh.
Yankee, I see your point, but it's also not a good argument for. So Yankee saying that we're going to waste Saquon Barkley's rookie contract, just like Odell Beckham's contract, for us to contend with Saquon Barkley for the next 3 years. We would have to I'm sorry, Yankee, that's dumb. All right, Yankee, here's my counter argument to that. Your whole point is that because our team sucks, let's get rid of everybody who's good because we'd only be wasting their contract. If you keep getting rid of your good players because your entire team isn't good, then you're never going to have good players. You have to hold on. You have to hold on to good players and build around them. That's how you make a good team. You don't get rid of the only good players you have and then be like, "Oh, I'll just wait until my whole team is good." How do you think you make a good team? You make a good team by building around good players. Dylan says Bengal flipped out when we chose Eli Apple. That was literally me.
What this in the next draft?
Yeah, Bengal did flip the hell out.
We could be contending in. We could, as I said, I think we will have to suck for at least one more year.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to suck for another 2 years.
4 more years of Saquon. So let's just say I'm being too optimistic, and we suck for 2 more years.
Yeah,
we still got 2 years of Saquon where we aren't suck.
Yeah,
we will not be suck.
Yeah. All right, I want to address 2 chats here. So Jeffrey Abry says, if you want Quentin Nelson that bad, why not go for Jonah Williams then? And he's a tackle. So I'll answer that question in 2 parts. First off, my personal opinion, I do believe that a good center and a good guards are actually more important than 2 tackles because I believe that when your tackles suck but your guards are good, it gives you gives your quarterback the ability to step up into the pocket, and then you can have your running back or somebody make up for one of the tackles. Well, if pressure comes from the inside of your offensive line, unless your quarterback is really mobile, he's not getting out of that. But if it comes from the outside, he can step up in the pocket. And then also my Jonah Williams thing is Jonah Williams is easily the best tackle in this year's draft, but he's not as good as Quinnen Williams was. Quinnen Williams was phenomenal. Jonah Williams is not, in my personal opinion, Quentin Nelson, I'm sorry, thank you. Jonah Williams, in terms of, if you take away positional awareness in this year's draft, I don't even think Jonah Williams is a top 10, maybe even top 15 talent pick. But because he's a tackle, he's so much more important that he's worth a top 10 pick. So that kind of answers that question, Jeffrey. And then Dylan says, I'm new to Bleedbigblue. How you guys doing? So first off, thanks for tuning in, Dylan. I want to explain to you how the channel works. None of us here in this stream are the owners of Bleedbigblue. The main owner of Bleedbigblue is somebody named Marco. You'll see him on Wednesday podcasts, and he'll be the majority of the voices you hear on the recorded video clips that are uploaded to the channel. We're kind of the interns, so we're like most of us besides Dean are younger. Dean is like 100, and the rest of us are like 20 or under. I'm just kidding, Dean. I love you, baby. Most of us are 20 and under, so we're kind of like so we have two podcasts that go on. We have the older guys that usually go on Wednesdays. They're all like adults, like 40-something and above, or 30-something and above. I don't know. So they're usually like,
they just like
I'm sorry.
About the old
they
days.
reminisce, like most of their podcasts is about reminiscing about the old days. And then our podcast is usually
me and Marco do casts about draft.
Yeah, you guys do some bad draft recaps, stuff like that. But we're kind of the intern. We call ourselves the intern. We're the younger guys with the younger voices of the podcast. So that's something that's kind of cool about our channel is we have two different kind of parts to it. There's the older voices and there's the younger voices. We're usually the younger voices. So welcome to the channel, Dylan. And Saquon Barkley rookie contract is not a regular rookie contract. We're giving him 7.97 million a year, right? That ain't no rookie contract though. Exactly, but he's earning it, you know. Yeah, man, interior offensive line are really underrated. Yeah, I agree with that, Kid Blue. Dalton Reisner in the second. I would. Here's the thing about that. If we don't sign Darrell Williams, then yeah. But I want to sign Darrell Williams. I think we need to get that right tackle, and I would love to draft Cody Ford in the second if he's there, and switch him to guard, or just draft a guard, or to sign a guard this year. But I would love to sign Darrell Williams that we don't have to worry about a tackle, because tackle is going to be the first position taken off on the board. So I really could see a guard slipping in the second round, and there could be a really good offensive guard in the second round. I would love to, and just switch Jamon Brown out, or we can draft a center and keep Jamon at right guard.
Is Pouncey from the Steelers a free?
No, he's not.
No.
What about
but
Prince
you know what?
Ohio State
Maybe
in the fourth round? I have the Giants grabbing him in the fourth.
They might actually try to rebuild.
Maybe.
If they were smart,
Isaiah Prince reminds me of Eric Flowers, so probably not for me, Kid Blue. I think his comp is Eric Flowers. I think he's very raw and athletic.
Also, can I say this and get this out of the way?
Yeah, go ahead.
If fucking Big Ben is suddenly put on the trading block or gets cut or whatever the fuck because of all the Steelers bullshit, no.
Yeah, I was gonna say I do not want any rapists.
Yeah, I do not want to be on Big Ben's retirement tour, especially not with the fucking rape bullshit on his resume.
And he's just as old as same years.
He's just as old as Eli, and he's carried by offensive line.
I completely agree with Guys. He says sign Darrell Williams in free agency and draft offensive guard Darrell Williams in the fourth. I mean, I think Bango actually had that happening in his video, which is phenomenal. Ben's the POS. We should draft Trevor Lawrence and tank because I'm a football god. Oh, I am a football god, and no, we will have the pick to draft Lawrence.
Ben is a locker room.
Let's not talk about Big Ben. I hate that guy. He's so
annoying. Yeah. Is that true that he tweeted that out about Robert Kraft?
I don't know.
Or is that like a meme?
Robert Kraft's a little nasty.
Yeah. As well.
Robert Kraft is exactly an angel right now.
No. It's what he tweeted at him is why I was like, I don't know if that was fake or not. He tweeted out,
though he may have gotten a nice happy ending.
Nice. I just want to take this time. Hold on, guys. I just want to take this time real quick to say, anybody in the chat, if you guys are enjoying the podcast, make sure to drop a like. It really does help. If you're not enjoying it, if you're like Intel or Jason or one of those guys who hate us because we don't love Dwayne Haskins as much as you do, you can go ahead and drop it just like. Doesn't matter. I just want to give this reminder. We have like 20-something people watching, so if you guys want to give a like, that would be great, or dislike, whichever one you want. Trey Boston in free agency would be good. I wouldn't mind Trey Boston in free agency. I'd prefer HaHa Clinton Dix, but I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that at all. Does anyone know if there is any relation between the two Connor McGoverns? Actually, is there?
I have no idea.
Why would they have the same exact name?
Yeah, no.
That'd be some weird. That'd be some like Kentucky shit, wouldn't it?
I guess.
Sorry if anybody out there is from Kentucky, but
sorry about that. Sorry. All right. I do want to say something real quick. We're all here arguing about who's better, Kyler and Dwayne, and who we need to draft. And what if, straight up, with the 6th overall pick, the New York Giants take like Jonah Williams, or they take somebody that none of us are talking about, like Cleveland Ferrell, Ed Oliver, you know, just somebody, one of those guys none of us are talking about, you know?
Eli Apple, Eric Flower. I mean, I didn't even.
But let's keep in mind those were all horrible picks.
Yeah, those were nightmares.
Those were nightmare picks. I'm not talking about they draft a nightmare pick. I'm just saying they draft somebody else who's good, but anybody's talking about. Right? So they draft like greedy, like they draft DeAndre Baker. Like I wouldn't be mad if they drafted DeAndre Baker. I wouldn't even be mad.
You know what I could see them doing? I could see them grabbing Greedy.
I don't want Greedy. Ugh.
I know, but
overrated.
I could see it happening. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, I know. I prefer Byron Murphy or DeAndre. I'd probably Byron Murphy. I think I would pick over the three of them. Greedy definitely has more talent.
Still.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, dude. They fucking draft. They draft fucking Rashawn Gary. Yeah. Montez Sweat, dude, I would die if they drafted Montez Sweat, dude. I'm sorry, I'm a Jets fan. I'm sorry, like
no,
with the 6th overall pick, I'm switching, dude. I had to leave. I wouldn't even be mad if like Cleveland Ferrell was off the board. I think people are highly underrating Cleveland Ferrell. I think he's definitely a top 10 player in this year's draft. I love Cleveland Ferrell. Phenomenal burst. I mean, it's insane. I've never seen anybody with a burst that fast in my life.
He's a big boy, too.
Brady is the next Eli Apple. I highly disagree with that. I think their skill sets are very different. Not very different, but I think Greedy's a lot better in college than Eli Apple ever was. Yeah. I heard rumors that the whole Robert Kraft's stuff will destroy the parts, and Bill Belichick would be interested in returning back to Giants. It's just a rumor I heard, though. That's never going to happen.
I doubt it.
That's definitely a rumor.
Yeah. I strongly doubt it. My only hope is that when they said that Kraft wasn't the biggest name caught up in that, my real hope is that Jerry Jones somehow managed to find that fucking spa in Florida.
Freaking Dylan says, with the 6th overall pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, New York Giants select Kyle Shermer.
Yeah.
Hey, did anybody see his 40? Isn't he actually a pretty fast QB?
No,
is he?
Yeah,
I thought he was fast.
It was bad.
I mean, he was.
But I saw a chat earlier that somebody said that Pat Shermer nutted.
Dude, I think.
No.
Yeah.
It was not
it was like 4.8, I think. Let me look this
up. That guy says Pat Shermer trades up to number 1 overall to select Kyle Shermer.
Oh my god.
Sterling Shepard is gone after this year. I do agree with you. I think he's gone after this year. I don't think we re-sign him. Honestly, I would not be surprised if we trade Sterling Shepard before the trade deadline of this upcoming year. I would not be surprised at all. And Kid Blue said that Kyle Shermer's 40 time was 4.9.
Was it 4.9?
It was a 4.9, yeah. But I'm saying this here, Giants fans. I'm saying this here, Giants fans. I would not be surprised if Sterling Shepard is traded before the deadline this upcoming year. I would not be surprised at all. Because Sterling Shepard, because I don't think we're going to re-sign him, and if you're not going to re-sign him, why keep him for 1 year? Go ahead and trade him. It's not like we're going to the Super Bowl, you know. So unless you think we're going, if you actually think we're going to the Super Bowl, then okay, keep him for a year. But if you know that we're not going anywhere big, don't sign. You're not going to sign him, which I don't think we're going to. I think you have to trade him, and I completely would. If the Raiders got a 1st-round pick for Amari Cooper, I think we could get a 1st for Sterling Shepard. Maybe a 2nd. Maybe a 2nd. I think Sterling Shepard's better than Amari Cooper. I think he is. I just don't think he's had that number 1.
Dude, we got a 4th for the best defensive tackle at that. When we traded.
Okay, first off, Snacks was not the best defensive tackle. He was like 3 or 4.
One of the best.
Oh yeah, but he was also like 30. Sterling Shepard's just coming off a rookie contract. Snacks is like 30 something. I still think we shouldn't have traded him, but whatever.
Yeah.
Don't say that. I love Shep. I love Sterling Shepard too, dude. I love him. He's one of my favorite players in the Giants, but I just can't because he's gonna want a ton of money. He just saw his best friend Odell Beckham Jr. get this paid. He's gonna want to get paid like that. And I'm sorry, I love Sterling Shepard. He's not a #1 receiver on this team.
He's more Steve Smith.
I think he's a phenomenal slot receiver. Great
possession receiver.
Great possession receiver. But I don't think there's a spot for him on this team. We have Evan Ingram, Saquon, and Odell.
You need a possession because basically you look, Odell's a deep threat.
Well, he's not. First off, Odell's everything, but he's going to be double covered all the time. But yeah, I think Evan Ingram is adapting to a possession receiver as well.
Make Evan Ingram a wide receiver already.
No,
he ran a faster 40 than Beckham.
No, absolutely not. I think he needs to stay at tight end. His blocking this past year was way better than it's been ever. I think he's very. I know.
But we could have a better blocking tight end, and then we could actually.
Well, yeah. If we want to, dude, what if we draft like Noah Fant? If the 6th pick, move Evan Ingram to receiver.
Evan Ingram to quarterback.
While Shepard was dancing for Odell's raise on his contract, the poor bastard doesn't realize that's why he's going to be traded. Poor kid. Yeah, pretty much.
That's a good.
You can argue that Sterling Shepard is worth a 2nd-round pick. I would argue that. Max is the best run stuffer. I would agree with that.
I would too.
If we don't take a quarterback, trade Shep for a 2nd, and then use it to trade up for a quarterback in 2020. Yeah, why not? Sterling Shepard trade prediction.
You're implying that we're going to need
Giants
to trade
2019 2nd-round pick.
I'm not confident that we won't just be there in 2020.
Yeah, me too. I could see us. Even if we draft like a quarterback this year, I could still see us not having that good of a record.
Yeah, no, I can definitely see. I'm
like
really
if we draft
hoping
Dwayne Haskins, I could see us being in the top 10 again. If we draft Kyler Murray, I could see us being in the top 15.
I don't think either of them will start the first
yeah,
year.
I think so, Gettleman and Shermer are fully committed to Eli's
my fucking fingers are just crossed that we don't fucking go 0-6.
Shepard is not better than Amari Cooper. Stop it. I would argue with that.
That's just my fucking please, dear God, no scenario. Don't go 0-16 for the love of God, please. We don't need that fucking evil. We don't need to join the fucking Lions and the Browns with that fucking shit.
Amari Cooper is a #1 receiver and Sterling Shepard isn't. I think Sterling Shepard is a #1 receiver. When Odell was down, I think Sterling Shepard very much stood. He stood up and he played.
He did.
What's the most balls?
I think Sterling Shepard can be a 1-1
receiver. Did he catch
receiver.
over 80 balls?
Yeah, I agree. Not a believer in Evan Ingram being a receiver. Yeah, I'm not either. I think this doesn't make him a great tight end. I don't think he's actually athletic enough to play receiver though. No, keep Brett Ellison. He's cheap as fuck. Yeah, I agree. 0-16 would make us the most controversial NFL franchise for real. All right, here's a meme prediction. Pat Shurmur's son will be taken with the 4th-round pick and be a Pro Bowler. Isn't Pat Shurmur interested? That's actually the thing. So that guy said Pat Shurmur's interested in Kyler Murray. I actually do. I think Pat Shurmur's interested in Kyler Murray, while Dave Gettleman is interested in Dwayne Haskins. But here everybody's talking about how Dwayne Haskins. Dave Gettleman was talking about it's a big man's game, but he also did come out and say that he doesn't think Kyler Murray's height was a problem. He never said Kyler Murray indirectly, but it was pretty damn obvious. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, so like I think primarily Gettleman might be interested in Dwayne, while Pat is interested in Kyler. But I think that Gettleman is very much open to Kyler. You know, I think he's very much open to him. All right, everybody in the chat, go ahead and ask us a question. We'll pick like 2 or 3 questions to answer, and then no meme questions, serious questions, and then we're probably gonna go ahead and wrap it up. So
yeah, I'm about to take off right now.
I have a question. I actually have a question for you guys, real quick.
Go ahead.
How would you guys feel if we either got Quinn Williams or Nick Bosa with the 1st-round pick? And wait.
Very happy.
And with the 2nd-round pick, we traded and got Josh Rosen, because I don't think Josh Rosen is bad. Honestly, I really don't.
I don't want to do that, but if it happened, I wouldn't cry. I wouldn't be super upset, but I don't want to. I just don't think Josh Rosen's the guy. I would rather much have Kyler Murray over Josh Rosen.
I don't know.
I mean, if that happened, I wouldn't lose my mind. But I mean, the only way Nick Bosa and Quinn Williams would fall to us is if 2 teams trade ahead of us and take Kyler and Dwayne Haskins. Then I could see one of them falling to us. And then if in the 2nd round we take like Josh Rosen, okay. But I don't see it.
All right.
Okay, so Kid Blue's question. We'll go ahead and answer one of his. Is this everyone give me your first and second round draft predictions? I'll go first, of course. This is more of what I want than a prediction. I'll go with Kyler Murray in the first round. And in the second round, I can't really exactly tell you who because it depends on who falls, but it'll be the best offensive lineman available. All right, Ned, you go ahead.
Wait, time out. I just saw something from a beat writer, Omar Kelly. It says Kyler Murray will be the #1 overall pick, and Josh Rosen will likely be traded before free agency started. The streets is talking, and Washington is the likely landing spot for Rosen.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Let's go ahead and answer these questions here.
I'm sorry, I just saw that. I'll link it in the Discord channel.
All right, but go ahead and go.
Yeah.
I want to wrap up these questions. All right. Your first and second round prediction, Ned.
Well, then I'm assuming Kyler Murray's. So Haskins first round and second round. I feel like we're going to just grab an offensive lineman. I don't know who will be there, but I feel like we'll just grab whoever's there.
Yeah. All right, Dean, you're up next. Okay, Dean's AFK. Dean? Vincent, you're next.
I was Dean, but I feel like we're gonna go defensive lineman. I wouldn't be surprised if it was either Nick Bosa or the other dude. What's his name?
Williams.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was him, and then offensive lineman second round.
Okay.
Something tells me that Nick Bosa isn't going to be taken before us. I got a weird gut. I don't know what it is.
If that happens, I'll hit you up. We're going to be streaming during draft day, so I'll hit you up on that.
No, okay.
All right, here's another question from Duran. I like this one. Worst case scenario for the first 2 rounds. I'm going first. Worst case scenario, first round, Dwayne Haskins. No, I'm kidding. Worst case scenario, first round is we fucking draft like Devin White or we draft Montez Sweat. And then second round, worst case scenario is we draft like fucking Will Grier or Drew Lock or Daniel Jones. For me, that's worst case scenario. That's my worst case scenario.
On Drew Lock so bad.
That's my worst case scenario. Go ahead, Dean. I mean, Ned, you're next. What's your worst case scenario first 2 rounds?
We can make this worse.
We can make it worse. Well, no, you have to make it realistically worse. Not like, oh, Kyle Shermer and
we're taking Will Grier.
Will Grier.
Elite talent. Then we trade our second round to pick up Blaine Gabbert from the Jags.
God.
Or Blake Bortles.
All right, Vincent, what's your worst case scenario? First round, 1 and 2.
Worst case scenario is that they really can get it done this year. Draft like a receiver or some tight end. Second round, then they draft like an offensive lineman. I really see that happening too. Like, we can believe in.
All right, last question. This will be the last question. And I like this one. He said, if we're not taking a quarterback in the first, who is y'all's pick? So for me, it would be, realistically, I'm assuming Quentin Williams and Nick Bosa are both gone. If they're both gone, realistically, who I would want is either like Ed Oliver, just because his talent is so high, or it would be Josh Allen if I knew that we could coach him up to his talent. Because Josh Allen is one of the most talented players in this draft.
Did you hear about Ed Oliver's fucking speech about bull semen?
No, I don't want to get into that. I don't want to get into that right now.
That sounds disgusting.
Let's not get into that. All right, Vincent, what's your who you're taking? What's one player you want realistically if we're not taking a QB?
So that means I can't say Nick Bosa?
No, you can't say Nick Bosa because he'll be gone.
Okay.
Gotta be realistic. Somebody who can actually be there.
Other than a quarterback.
Yeah.
All right. What's his name? That offensive tackle. I'm really not good with names.
Jonah Williams?
Yeah, him. And second round. I have to do 2 rounds, right?
No, just the one. If we weren't taking the quarterback, who you want? All right, Ned, you're up.
Yeah. Then,
give me Allen or give me death.
Give me Josh Allen or give me death. Oh my gosh.
Wow. Jesus.
All right, that's it then, I guess.
Hey,
Okay.
just saying this, so it's on live. If Nick Bosa is available at 6, you owe me $20.
I will actually PayPal you $20 if Nick Bosa is there at 6. I will PayPal you $20. Okay. That's everybody on stream heard it right now. If Nick Bosa is on 6, if Nick Bosa is available at 6, I owe Vincent $20 PayPal. Keep me accountable. Everybody in the chat right now. Keep me accountable.
I feel like it's just important to reiterate that that message about Kyler Murray came from a verified account, which was a South Florida NFL beat writer. So yeah, about the Kyler Murray being the #1 overall pick and Rosen likely being traded. That was from a verified official NFL beat writer.
Yeah.
So,
Kid Blue, appreciate it, man. Kid Blue,
correct.
if you have Discord, if you could contact me, I'd love to talk to you sometime about some YouTube stuff. If you wanted to join the Bleedbigblue Discord, it's actually in the combine. It's actually in the description. If you ever wanted to talk, if you're ever interested in talking some YouTube stuff, man, I'd really appreciate it. I would love to talk to you. Also, just want everybody to know, if you specifically like our show here, anytime the live stream goes on and you see Intern Roundtable, it will always be this group of guys. If you don't see Intern Roundtable, it'll most likely be the older guys, people like Captain Negative. If you guys know him, he's notorious for screaming at people. Very opinionated guy. And then it's Marco, who actually founded the whole Bleedbigblue thing. But yeah. There's the Discord channel and the chat. If anybody wants to join the Discord, it's welcome for anybody to join in. All that good stuff. So you guys, and also guys, we take callers. I probably should have mentioned this. If you join the Discord, and you get in the whole on hold channel, we will drag people in one by one and answer questions. So you guys know that from now on. But yeah, so Kid Blue, there's the Discord link, man, if you want to join it. My name is Jazak. I'm the one who posted that. You can @ me in the Discord. I'm always on. You can just DM me or something like that, and I'd love to get a hold of you sometime. But thanks, everybody, for tuning in to the stream. Ned, Vincent, if you guys want to say goodnight.
On heavy air
Hey, good night, guys.
Pretty much always have my Discord on, so. All right, thanks, guys. You guys have a great night. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning into the stream. We really appreciate it. Want to call it good night to you guys. Keep bleeding blue, everybody. Bye.